Okay, so I have the settings wrong. So what is car shampoo, what is wash and wax, and what is ultra foam shampoo? So car shampoo was their first soap that they came out with years, probably decades ago. Wash and wax was their second, followed by ultra foam shampoo. Now car shampoo itself is not going to add any protection after you're done washing. Wash and wax does leave a layer of protection down because it has a polymer infusion based into the ingredients itself, as well as ultra foam shampoo. Now ultra foam is going to do exactly what it says on the label. It's going to give you maximum amount of foam, maximum amount of suds that you can possibly get without having to use a crazy amount of soap. So what I'm going to show you guys today is the differences in foaming and the differences between all three shampoos. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with the car shampoo first, and what I'm going to do is put the car shampoo into the foam cannon. And I like to fill up with the soap at the very bottom of the label. On the new foam cannons, you want to do half as much because they changed the placement of the label. They actually made the label smaller. Not sure why, maybe just to save cost, I'm not sure. So I will continue to fill up with soap until it hits the bottom of the label, and then I will fill it up with water, mix it up really well, and it would be time for foaming. So that should be enough. Yep, at the bottom of the label there, and then I fill up the rest with water at the top of this label. You can either put your finger in here to plug it, or you can put the top of the foam cannon back on and then flip it over a couple times so that the soap mixes with the water. So in that case, without you doing that, if you did not mix it, the funnel that goes, the little draw-up tube that goes to the bottom of the foam cannon, it's going to suck up all that soap, and which is just going to leave you with, little remnants of the soap behind with the water. So the first 30 seconds you're going to get crazy amount of soap and get happy, and then it's going to turn straight to water. So make sure you guys mix up the bottle with whatever soap you're using, whether it's the Adams lineup or Chemical Guys or whatever soap you're using. Make sure you guys mix it up really well so you get maximum amount of foaming capabilities with whatever soap you're using. So I got my bucket filling up with water right now. I have everything quick connect to the hose. I actually need to clean that up. It's been sitting there for about 2 weeks. This is the hose that you get in the CR Spotless water filtration unit. It's perfect because the garden hose can be just a little intimidating with its size. This is pretty easy to use. So the bucket's almost done filling up, and I'll show you guys how I mix my foam cannon. Okay, so I've got my bucket of water here. I've got my foam cannon full of car shampoo. Now I like to dunk it into the bucket itself and let it fill up with water, because if you fill this up with water and then soap, you don't really know how much soap you're actually getting into the cannon itself. Same thing with filling up with soap and then taking this to your sink and putting pressurized water into the foam cannon. It's going to be creating some foam and suds inside the cannon, and you're not really going to know how much water you have in it until that subsides. So this is the quickest and easiest fill experience that I've had, or filling technique that I've come across that works for me. So I've got the water there. As you can see, it's mixing pretty well. And what I'm going to do for the sake of this video, because I'm recording with one hand, I'm just going to put my finger in it, plug it, mix it. You can see there's still soap there. Nothing's coming out. Still a little bit of soap. So I'm going to keep doing this, and then I'm going to put the top of the foam cannon back on. Yes, I need to pressure wash all this. I've got my pressure washer hose hooked up here. I'm using the the MTM SG35. I was going to say PM22. The SG35 from MTM with a 15-degree nozzle. I have a 50-foot Twinkle Star hose with my pressure washer, and everything works really well. The hose I might upgrade later on because it kind of binds, but You know, this thing spins, so it doesn't have a stainless swivel, but it does spin in that little quick connect. So let's rinse off the Mini Cooper. I do need to wash that because I was driving yesterday in Lakeland in the rain, and it's gonna rain again today. So by the time I'm done with this, it's probably gonna be raining. That's okay, I won't have to dry it. The rain will clean it off for me. So as you guys see, there's no protection on this car. I'm saving this for either ceramic coating or just test different sealants and everything that I haven't used from the Adams lineup yet that I have in my closet. So if you guys hear this pressure washer, it kind of like pulsates. All that's doing is pushing the air out of the hose. And once all the air is gone, it pressurizes like you wouldn't believe. You guys see that VRT layer on top of the black trim restore? It's holding up really well. Those little beads, oh what? There's nothing on that actually. Might have to move the Mini closer or resituate my pressure washer because for some reason the hose is acting up. Doesn't want to go around. There's a lot of things I have to do to this. I need to coat the windshield, and when I say coat, I just mean I need to spray some detail spray on it because that's what I have on mine. Actually, what I did put on mine recently was ceramic boost on the GLI, and it works surprisingly well. Now you see how her water's reacting, or how the water's reacting on her windows. That's detail spray. Alright, I've got my foam cannon set up, ready to go. I do have this cranked. Whoa. What's going on? I do have this cranked to, come on, focus. Maximum. Focus, man. Stupid iPhones. I'm gonna be upgrading my camera soon. I started using the GoPro, I don't know, a year whatever ago, and it's just not to the level of quality that I like. So I switched to my iPhone, and I'm gonna start recording in 4K. And this is at 30 frames, by the way. But as you guys can see, it doesn't really do a good job unless you touch it to spot focus. There you go. I didn't touch it that time. Anyways, I got it set to maximum foam, which is all the way to that minus symbol. Some foam cannons are different. All the way the other direction might be full foam, but on the Adams cannon, this one does have a 1.1 millimeter orifice that I will link in the description below. For low pressure washers, that gives you maximum amount of foam. So full foam, here we go. Alright, so I went through about half of that, and 3/4 of the car is done, or 2/3 of the car. So it gave it a good amount of foam. It's clinging to the surface, emulsifying whatever's on top so it can drag it down. So when I put a wash mitt to the surface, it's less likely to induce any scratching or damage. There's a lot of theories on if foam cannons actually do what they're supposed to do, or if it's just something cool to do. I don't know. My personal preference is I like doing it, and I'm gonna keep doing it. So there you go. So I'm gonna rinse this off now, switch to wash and wax, and show you guys the difference of foam. Alright, so I got my wash and wax here. I did the same thing. I filled it up to the bottom line with the soap, filled it up to the top line with water, gave it a good shake so it was mixed really well. Still have the cannon on the same setting, so full foam. I went ahead and rinsed the car off so we have the same canvas, a wet canvas that doesn't have soap on it. So here we go. Okay, so as you guys can see right off the bat, the consistency is thinner than car shampoo. And for those that have used this soap before, know that the soap itself is a lot thinner in consistency than car shampoo. Car shampoo has a thick consistency, which tends to give a really good foam property, regardless of what foam cannon or pressure washer you use. Now, obviously, if you use a gas pressure washer that has 3,000 psi and 3 gallons per minute, it's going to produce a crazy amount of foam because you're pressurizing at such a high rate. So I wanted to give this as a true test for a low pressure washer with a 1.1 millimeter orifice that actually helps pressurize, or not pressurize, but it helps give more volume for the foam capabilities, and therefore less work on the pressure washer itself. So that's wash and wax. Now we're going to switch to Ultra Foam shampoo. So same thing with Ultra Foam. Filled it up to the bottom of the label with the soap. Filled up to the top label with water. Still maximum foam setting. Car is rinsed, so we can get the same blank canvas, wet canvas. And here we go. Look at that. Somebody's hauling butt. Look at that, guys. You can see right off the bat with the first little pass I did that this creates a crazy amount of foam. I don't care what anybody says. With the right ratio of soap to water, with the right pressure washer combination, if you have a low pressure pressure washer that is, make sure you guys pick up that 1.1 millimeter orifice, as it does create a crazy amount of flow for your capabilities. And you're probably thinking, well, if it's so thick, why is it dissipating really quickly? Well, the thicker the foam, the heavier it tends to be, and it falls quicker. So the wash and wax and car shampoo are thinner consistencies than the concentrated version, which is Ultra Foam. For those of you who didn't know, Ultra Foam shampoo is a concentrated version of car shampoo. So not only does it leave a layer of protection behind, but it also is concentrated to give you this, which is sexiness. So these are the 3 demonstrations that I wanted to give you guys and help maybe the people in the future that have questions about the 3 soaps and what kind of foaming they can get. Again, it all depends on your ratio of soap to water in the foam cannon, along with your setup, and if the cannon itself is dialed for maximum foam. A lot of people forget that step. Real quick, before it starts raining, let's talk fragrances. So car shampoo on the left is blueberry scented. The ultra foam shampoo in the middle is wild berry scented, and wash and wax on the right hand side is peach scented. Now obviously everybody has their own nostrils and their own sniffers, and how they interpret different smells. But those are the exact 3 scents that Adams Polishes put in those 3 bottles. And if you guys are wondering, why is there foam on the wall? Well, you guys are just going to have to check my Instagram story and find out. And if you're wondering why these have soap on them, well, you're just going to have to check my recent posts on Instagram. If you don't follow me, make sure to follow me. I'll put a link in the description. You can just click it. It takes you right to my profile. But yeah, those 3 soaps are the differences, protection, and fragrances that you get when in these 3. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you drop a comment below on what you liked about this video. Maybe, car shampoo is better for you. Maybe ultra foam, maybe wash and wax. Let me know. See you guys on the next one.
It's caught in the crossfire.